Zip! Recruiter! What's going on, guys? This is a bit of a different video than last time. Basically, I want to talk about my bad Doom Eternal habits, and I know you guys probably have some bad habits with the game too, some little things that you do accidentally, not meaning to do it, and it kind of ruins your flow in combat, and it kind of makes you mess up. These are my bad habits. I would love to know your bad habits in the comment section. We all have one with the game. You know, nobody's perfect, even top tier players. I mean, they're probably perfect, let's be honest. You know, people like Zero Master, absolute titans at the game. But here are my bad habits. First of all, I want to mention that sometimes when I go into flame meat hook someone to go towards them, I accidentally use the flame belch as well, because sometimes I just forget that the flaming meat hook is flaming and I don't have to flame belch, but I just do it on instinct, and it kind of messes up my play because then I have to wait for the cooldown to, you know, reactivate and recharge, and that messes up my flow state in the combat, you know, arena or whatever I'm doing. You know, if I'm in incidental combat or a combat arena, it messes up my flow. So that is one bad habit that I still do on occasion, and I know that might sound a bit amateurish, I'm aware. I don't really play on like Nightmare very often. I usually stick to Ultra Violence, but I have been dipping my toe into, you know, Nightmare, and, you know, I've been having some success. But there is one bad habit there with, you know, going into the flaming meat hook and still flame belching. It's just a thing I do just on instinct. You know, maybe I'll get rid of it. It's just a force of habits, just a bad habit, as I've said. And also, speaking of bad habits, and speaking about cooldowns, I usually don't check which grenade I'm on, so sometimes, because usually I just memorize which grenade I'm on, and sometimes I don't check which grenade I'm on, and then I just bust out the ice bomb instead of a frag grenade, for example, because sometimes I just need DPS, like constant DPS, so maybe I use the chain gun coupled with some frag grenades, but accidentally, you know, sometimes I leave the ice bomb on and I accidentally use that instead. So that's another bad habit. I do need to, you know, have a better read on, you know, which grenade I'm on. That's just a bad habit that I don't check before just firing, just launching my equipment out into the combat arena, but whatever. Another bad habit that I kind of need to fix is console exclusive. Now, if you're on PC, you don't have this issue, because you can just quick switch weapons very easily. You can switch to, you know, basically whichever weapon you want, you know, whether it be, you know, just basically any weapon you can switch to very easily with the click of a button or the press of, you know, one of your mouse buttons. If you have like side mouse buttons, whatever, I don't know what setup you have, but on PC it's easier to quick switch and do all of that fancy stuff. But on console you are limited to the R1 button. Basically you press R1 on PS4, you know, it's obviously different on Xbox One, but on PS4 at least you press R1 to quick switch. You just press it instead of going up, you know, just basically holding the R1 button and, you know, getting up the weapon wheel. You just click the button, the R1 button, and then you just quick switch to the, you know, two previously selected weapons. Now, my bad habit comes in where I don't take into account which weapons I've switched to, the two previous weapons I've switched to. So, you know, if I want to do a shotgun and ballista combo, and I recently selected the plasma rifle, sometimes I accidentally press R1 and then it switches to the plasma rifle, and then it totally screws up my combo. This is a console exclusive issue, and it's a console exclusive bad habit, but it happens to me, and, you know, that one I can kind of blame. Not really blame, I mean, what can you do? It's a console game, or it's a console port of a PC, you know, focused game, and it's something I can't really fix or change. I mean, I could get better at judging which, you know, two guns I previously selected for a quick switch, but it's no big deal. It just sometimes kind of messes up combos, and that's kind of lame, because, you know, you just kind of want to have, you know, lots of DPS, you know, nice combos on console, but then you accidentally switch to like the heavy cannon, for example, instead of a ballista, because of how the R1 sort of quick switching works on console, and it kind of messes up your flow state. Again, that's not really an issue with the game, it's just, you know, console player stuff, so, you know, that's one thing to keep in mind. I do want to hear from you guys what your bad habits are with the game, because nobody's perfect, you know, except for like Zero Master and all of those people. But I want to hear from the high-level players. If you consider yourself a high-level player at Doom Eternal, I want to know some of the stuff that you kind of slip up on and you're kind of like, shit, like, why did I do that? You know, such a force of habit. I want to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. This is more of a relaxed video, not really focused on analysis or, you know, reviewing anything. I just wanted to talk to you guys about some of the bad habits I have with the game, because I am not a perfect player by any stretch. I'm a very mid-tier player, and that's not to put myself down or anything, it's just the truth. I mean, I play on Ultraviolence to Nightmare most of the time, and on Nightmare I do get my ass kicked. I mean, I'm not perfect by any stretch. So yeah, I'm a mid-tier player, and sometimes I do these kind of slip-ups where I don't take into account the weapons I've previously selected for a quick switch, for example. Or I don't, you know, take into account the, you know, the equipment launcher, you know, the equipment I have selected, so... And also the flame belch, you know, meat hook thing. I often... Not often, but I sometimes go for a flaming meat hook and then I just flame belch the enemy when there's really no reason to. But yeah, I want to know what your bad habits are at the game, because it's always fun sharing sort of these gameplay tips and these gameplay sort of experiences. And if you've overcome said, you know, habits, I do want to know, because, you know, it's just fun stuff to talk about, you know. I think it's always good to sort of recall back to your first few times playing, maybe talk about some of the bad habits you had when you first started out playing as well. Like, you know, I only, for a while at least, when the game was launched, I only used the sticky bombs for the Cacodemon, but nowadays I just use the Arbalist to take him out, and while it does take a bit of time to charge up the Arbalist, I just find it to be an easier method. Or sometimes I just use the chain gun or something with the energy shield mod or whatever, just to get rid of the Cacodemon that way, instead of pulling out my combat shotgun. And I usually have full auto on the full auto mode instead of the sticky bombs, so I have to reassign the sticky bomb mod to the combat shotgun and then take out the Cacodemon, and it's just a pain in the arse, so I tend to just use the Arbalist nowadays. I do need to use the Destroyer Blade. That is a habit that I want to break. I do want to find some utility for the Destroyer Blade. I don't know every trick, and I don't know every strategy. I'm much better at Classic Doom than Doom Eternal, but that's whatever. Please let me know your thoughts about bad habits and gameplay tips and all of that in the comment section down below. This is more of a free-flow discussion, and I do like doing these, but I will get back to the scripted stuff soon, the more scripted analysis, and I do want to continue certain series that I've started. I want to complete Alien Vendetta, I want to continue on with Eviternity, etc. And I want to talk about Doom Eternal more critically from a scripted perspective, you know, doing scripted videos and whatnot. But that's going to do it for me. Please make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe for more videos, and I will talk to you down the road.